We're live outside of the Thornton School of Music, where students are showing that talent doesn't know a language barrier.
USC is taking the Trojan spirit to the East Coast. We'll take you to the unveiling of a new campus.
The Supreme Court extends its pause on limiting access to abortion pills. Find out how the court's decision is impacting reproductive rights.
Annenberg TV News is next.
The Trojan Marching Band took the SC spirit to the nation's capital to celebrate the unveiling of the D.C. campus. Hi, I'm Rachel Hallett.
And I'm Ethan Huang. With a price tag of over $49 million, the university hopes the new Capitol campus will serve as, quote, a hub for researchers and policy experts.
It's an honor to welcome USC's Capitol campus to D.C.
USC President Carol Folt and D.C. Interim Deputy Mayor Keith Anderson spoke at the kickoff event for the new Capitol campus in Washington, D.C. They were joined by the Trojan Marching Band at the steps of the Capitol campus to celebrate the grand opening.
Well, today we're actually founding USC's new Capitol campus here on the belief that a great nation needs great research universities. And we want this beautiful Capitol campus to serve as an academic destination and a thriving hub for Trojans.
The D.C. campus is just a few blocks away from the White House and will give USC students a chance to capitalize on political and policy-based career opportunities.
The U.S. Supreme Court has extended the pause on a judge's ruling to limit access to the abortion pill Mifepristone. Justice Samuel Alito said the hold will now go until Friday. This means women will still be able to access Mifepristone for the time being. We spoke to a UCLA professor about the use of abortion pills and the impact of a possible court ruling.
So this has the possibility to really restrict access to abortion. The most recent data is that 54% of abortions in the United States are completed via medication. And that's really kind of why folks are going after it too. It's making it incredibly difficult for states to ban abortion because these pills can pass across state lines. Any restriction on, the current availability of mifepristone is going to have impacts on access.
Right now, abortion medication is legal in 22 states and Washington, D.C. It must be prescribed by a doctor in 15 states. Abortion medication is banned in several states, mostly in the Southeast. Students here at USC with health insurance have access to medical services, regardless of what the Supreme Court decides in the case of abortion pills.
Students do have a benefit through their health insurance program to help pay for travel if they need to travel to California or actually any state to a place where they're able to get the services they need.
USC Health Insurance covers the abortion pill, and Plan B is available for students 24/7 at the USC Pharmacy vending machine. LA gets a failing grade when it comes to air quality and continues its 24-year record for the smoggiest urban area in the nation. The American Lung Association released its annual State of the Air report. It ranked the LA area the city with the most ozone pollution. The cause? Usually fossil fuel emissions like gasoline from cars or oil and coal from factories. Other major cities in California also have low grades, but it's far less severe. The Bay Area had an average of 20 high ozone days in a year, while San Diego had 25, but Los Angeles had 177. The Lung Association advises residents to drive less and conserve electricity to reduce emissions, but they also urge local governments to adopt a climate action plan and switch to renewable energy.
The first weekend of Coachella saw more citations but fewer arrests than last year's festival. Every year, Coachella sees hundreds of thousands of people. With everyone running around and packed like sardines, accidents are bound to happen. Indio police say that they issued a total of 83 citations over weekend one of the festival, mainly for those unlawfully using disabled parking passes. Police also arrested 102 people, most of them for public intoxication related to drugs and alcohol.
Just stay in groups because there's a lot of people just like kind of running around, so it's really important to like stay with your friends, at least like a buddy system, because you can get lost, especially if your phone is dead. So just making sure that like you're staying hydrated and then you're not taking any drinks that you don't know as well. So
drink a lot of water, don't go too hard because you're there for a really long time and it's just like not worth it.
The second weekend of the music festival begins this Friday with one major change. Former headliner Frank Ocean announced that he will not be returning the second weekend. Blink-182 will replace him on Saturday night.
USC's first Multilingual Talent Show is underway this evening. The event gives students from a variety of backgrounds a chance to showcase their talents in unique ways. Annenberg Media reporter Mifepristone is outside the Thornton School of Music with a preview.
Thanks so much, Ethan. I'm here in the music complex outside of McDonald Hall. If you don't know where that is, we're right across the pathway from the School of Cinematic Arts, where the first ever Multilingual Talent Show is taking place tonight. A few minutes ago, I saw some students trickling in, but when I went to check out the scene, there were anywhere from 30 to 40 people there. So no shortage of spectators to watch the talent that's going to take place tonight. Students are encouraged to perform a talent in their native language or in a language they learned here at USC. We spoke to some event organizers earlier today about the importance of recognizing talent across different cultures and embracing multiple languages.
It's really nice that students are able to be exposed to different languages and cultures that they wouldn't necessarily come across through their friend groups or families or social groups or even academic studies. So we have a lot going on at USC, and so just putting that all in one room is a cool environment.
Studying language is going to open doors for them. It's not just for the exams and grades, but it's for enjoying a talent to show their capabilities in the language they study.
I'm told that talents here tonight range from everywhere, from rap to music, singing, and dance. So if you want to see if USC's got talent, head over to McDonald Hall sometime before the show ends at approximately 6:30. For ATVN, I'm Maya Vinette. Back to you, Rachel and Ethan.
Thanks so much, Maya. Don't panic if you haven't filed your taxes yet. Find out how to avoid fines for filing your taxes late.
From the front lines to negotiating tables, Around the World brings you the latest international news.
Join us to learn more about how to become a sustainable Trojan with the editor of the Annenberg Media Earth Desk.
Worried your friend's struggling but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Welcome to Around the World, our glimpse at global news. Sudan's military has agreed to a 24-hour ceasefire after paramilitary forces attempted to seize the army headquarters today. The ongoing violence between the two sides is due to disagreements over how to merge forces as a part of a 2019 democratic transition plan, according to The Guardian. The presidents of Germany, Israel, and Poland gathered in the Polish capital today to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. 80 years ago, Jewish resistance fighters staged a massive revolt in Warsaw against Nazi occupation of Poland. The revolt was ultimately crushed. A third of Canada's federal workers went on strike today after a major union failed to reach a deal over wages and work-from-home policies with the government. Border crossings, immigration applications, and tax returns all face significant delays with the workers on strike.
Everyone's favorite day of the year just passed, Tax Day. For many Trojans, this may be their first time filing taxes, but what if you don't know how to do them? Or what if you didn't do them? For USC students who need help with taxes, they can turn to USC VITA. VITA stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. Run by USC students, they provide free tax return help to students, staff, and the community around USC. They strive to make sure no one faces penalties or interest charges for filing late. Luckily for LA County residents and other California counties, the tax deadline was extended to October 16th due to winter storms. Another tip, those who make under $73,000 or less can file through IRS Free File at irs.gov.
The USC Office of Sustainability hosted an event on campus today showing students how to be sustainable Trojans. Hosted by the organization's staff assembly, the event covered a briefing on sustainability progress, new initiatives, and how to be sustainable here on campus. Students and staff members were able to directly express concerns and questions. USC's new Trojan sustainability learning modules were also discussed.
There's a new student sustainability training that was just recently released last week on Trojan Learn. Really encourage all students to take it. It's a great module. It covers the background of sustainability, what USC is doing, how students can get involved, and the best ways that they can make change.
We're joined here in the studio by Rizi Agrawal, the editor of Annenberg Media's Earth Desk, to chat about sustainability. Thanks for joining us, Rizi.
Thank you for having me here.
So our first question is chatting about your desk. What kind of stories do you like to focus on, and just generally what is your desk about?
Our mission is to show people that climate stories exist everywhere. So basically we want to show people that there can be arts, climate stories, sports, climate stories, finance, business, all of those kinds of things. So our mission is to get students from all different kinds of backgrounds to come together and write stories about the community.
So Rizi, I know that you have a science background yourself. In your opinion, what are the biggest pressing issues in climate change today? What's number one?
Number one for me would be misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation out there about climate change, and I believe that people need to, understand the jargony words and the difficult language that politicians usually use. And so that's kind of our goal, to get those words out there to make it easier for people to understand.
Yeah, and then going off of that, kind of how can students themselves get involved with sustainability here on campus or in their community?
There are so many different things that students can do, and I believe that people should always start small because it's very easier to add up every small action and make a difference. So something students can do is checking their recycling labels on their boxes, making sure they know how to recycle and compost, making sure they use less water. They can also get involved in community efforts, like being part of environmental clubs. They can be a part of policy discussions around campus, and they can get involved in beach cleanups, but they can also be a part of our desk and write about the climate.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Rizi. This has been incredibly informative, and we can't wait to see what type of stories your desk brings out.
Thank you for having me here.
With Earth Day just around the corner, organizers hope that the event inspired students to get involved and make the campus sustainable.
Now we're going to head over to Shelly with the weather. What's it looking like next week, Shelly?
Thanks, Rachel. Good evening, Los Angeles. Get ready to crank up your air conditioners because we are in for a hot, hot week. Tonight's current temperature is sitting in the high 60s, but earlier today we reached a peak of 71 degrees. Let's look at the 5-day forecast to see how much we can expect these temperatures to rise. Tomorrow, we're in for another increase and we'll see a high of 78, but it doesn't stop there. Friday is going to hit 84 degrees, making it the hottest day of the year so far. Saturday will have some partial coverage, and temperatures will dip back down to Thursday's levels until they fall back into the low 70s on Sunday and Monday as we round out the month of April and head into the final week of classes. As finals are just around the corner, you can use the weekend to do some work while enjoying high UV levels outdoors, and whether you take a break and head to the beach is up to you. Now to Kyla Drew for sports.
Westwood awaits women's water polo in the regular season finale as the Trojans gear up for another title hunt. After receiving a flagrant 2 for stepping onto Montes Sabonis, the NBA stomps Draymond Green out of Game 3. And USC baseball took down the Matadors to end a 3-game losing skid before the Crosstown Showdown series this weekend.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch!
Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. The NBA is heating up, and we've got 2 battles for LA. I'm MJ Newsom.
And I'm Kyla Drew. USC and UCLA square 7 different times this weekend, and we are here to break down some of the action. We have some developing news on ATVN Sports. USC freshman Trey White plans to enter the transfer portal, according to John Rothstein of CBS Sports. White made the Pac-12 all-freshman team this year, averaging 9 points and 5.1 rebounds per game. The former 4-star recruit had a career-high 22 points against Washington this past season and was expected to take a larger role within the program next season. The news comes as a surprise, but leads to added speculation about the future of Bronny James or a potential transfer entering the program.
After getting swept for the first time this season, the Trojans took down Cal State Northridge last night, a big confidence booster heading into a huge weekend. After scoring just 12 runs in 3 games against Oregon State, USC tallied 8 last night, winning by a score of 8-5. The men of Troy launched 3 home runs en route to a midweek victory and the 12th straight home win. The Bats will need to stay awake as the rival Bruins, led by Kyle Karros, roll into Dedeaux for a crucial weekend series. So we got UCLA in baseball, we got UCLA in water polo. The number 1 ranked Trojans dive into the pool for the last time during the regular season in the battle for LA. They look to secure a 25-1 record with a win over the Bruins. The number 3 ranked UCLA Bruins look to defend home waters in the season finale. The 6-time national championship Trojans have not lost to a team besides UCLA or Stanford since 2014. Bailey Weber and Tilly Kearns will play a big role in the rivalry matchup. Following Saturday's season finale, USC will play in the MPSF tournament before heading to the NCAA tournament at Pacific University.
The NBA playoffs are heating up, and we're here to highlight the LA teams. The Lakers took Game 1 from Memphis, and the Clips split the first 2 in Phoenix. The Lakers and Grizzlies are underway in Memphis for Game 2. The Lakers took Game 1, 128-112, and Rui Hachimura led the way off the bench with an astounding 29 points.
On the other side, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker combined for 63 points en route to snagging Game 2 from the Clips last night by a score of 123 to 109. Game 3 tips tomorrow at 7:30 right here in LA. Both teams will be back in Crypto.com Arena for Games 3 and 4 in their respective series. So Kyla, Drew, tell me, who's going to go further in the playoffs, the Lakers or the Clippers?
You know, I'm going to say the Lakers. I don't think that the Clippers are good enough to beat the Suns right now, but I don't think that either the Lakers or the Clippers are the best in the West, but that's just my opinion.
I think the Suns, to me, are the best team in the West. When they're all healthy, playing together, I know Chris Paul is doubtful for Game 3 tomorrow. That's a really good team with Durant and Devin Booker providing big scoring. I think the Clippers are not going to make it past them. I think the Lakers can beat the Grizzlies, possibly even the Warriors or the Kings next round. But like you said, neither team is the best in the West.
Yeah, we're going to see, but I agree with the Suns. Here's some news that won't surprise you. Golden State Warriors' Draymond Green was ejected from Monday's game and suspended for the next after visibly stepping on Kings player Domantas Sabonis' chest. In the fourth quarter of the game, Sabonis fell to the ground and latched onto one of Green's legs. In response, Green stomped on his chest. In a post-game interview, both athletes expressed their sentiment on the situation.
My leg got grabbed. Second time in 2 nights. Referees just watch it. I gotta land my foot somewhere.
We're both fighting for the rebound, you know. We fell on each other. Stuff happens. It's basketball. We got to move on next play. Every time we step on the floor, we're going to give everything for our teammates and the franchise.
The refs gave Sabonis a technical foul while Green received a flagrant 2 foul, resulting in the automatic ejection. Green was suspended for the upcoming Game 3 on Tuesday. MJ, what do you think about this? Is this suspicion too much or is it warranted?
You know, Kyla, Drew, I think it's warranted. It's definitely a tough situation. Obviously, Warriors fans are complaining. Sabonis grabbed his leg. You know, Draymond had to land somewhere. Kings fans are like, no, he had definitely intentionally stepped on him. Watching it just a second ago, it looks like Draymond Green definitely intentionally did so. And in those kind of tiffs, it's always the person who retaliates that gets dings, not the person who initiates it. And if you're Draymond Green, I know you like to bring high energy and play the way he does, which I love, but you got to be smarter in a big playoff game like that with big implications.
Yeah, and you know, Green is not a stranger to scandal, but I'm just hoping that this doesn't warrant or hinder the Warriors. The Kings currently lead the series 2-0, and the teams play their next game tomorrow at 7 p.m. This time, the Warriors will have home court advantage, and we'll see if they can switch up the current deficit in this round series.
We'll have to see if the defending champs can overcome that 2-0 deficit. So that's a wrap on ATVN Sports. I'm MJ Newsom.
And I'm Kyla Drew, passing it on to Rachel with more news.
A USC professor lives a double life. We'll get to know more about his musical passion project next.
Lávate las manos por 20 segundos como Elmo.
Hay algo especial acerca de este lugar. Se siente como un hogar, una sala debajo del cielo y los árboles. Rodeado de aire fresco y la naturaleza. Todo aquí para que lo disfrutemos y para que lo cuidemos. Tenemos la responsabilidad de cuidar de esta tierra que llamamos casa, de preservarla para las generaciones que vienen. Cada acción pequeña contribuye para un cambio mayor y cada uno de nosotros podemos hacer la diferencia. Hay algo especial acerca de este bosque. Es un lugar donde se hacen recuerdos y juntos podemos preservarla y protegerla.
Welcome back to Off the Grid. I'm Ingrid Gessert. Have you ever stopped to wonder what makes hit songs so catchy? USC musicologist Professor Nate Sloan uses his expertise to answer that question and more in his podcast, Switched on Pop. Described by the Wall Street Journal as a toolkit for appreciating popular music, the podcast covers the making of songs like Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. Dr. Sloan breaks down the significance of the chords used.
What's really cool about this song is that Oops, I Did It Again uses this chord progression that alternates between major and minor, and it borrows it from one of the oldest chord progressions in Western history known as La Folia. It goes back to the court of Louis XIV. Everybody uses this chord progression, including Britney Spears and her co-writers Max Martin and Rami Yacoub.
You can deepen your understanding of songs like Hey Ya by Outkast and Chandelier by Sia by streaming the podcast or buying the Switched on Pop book. USC music majors can also take one of Dr. Sloan's classes right here on campus.
Well, it's been a long time since I've studied music history, but I'm a music minor, so maybe I'll try to find a way to squeeze in one of his classes into my schedule.
I had no idea. That's incredible, Ethan. What's been your favorite class so far in the music department?
I've mostly just been taking lessons with my coach and everything like that, but I'm looking to play in the ensemble next semester and, maybe learn a bit more of music history as well.
Wonderful. What are you going to play?
I play bass clarinet, so I'll be playing with the wind ensemble then. So look forward to it.
Yes, we're going to have to check you out. Can't wait. Well, thank you so much for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone here at Annenberg Media, I'm Rachel Hallett.
And I'm Ethan Huang. For more coverage, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.